Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. We're out here in my garage bench, and some of you may have a Kenwood speaker or another speaker from another brand that you're not happy with for your ham radio. Here I have an SP-890 that I just got for my TS-890. And Phonema makes a kit to make the sound on this better. And I'll be honest, it doesn't sound that great. It doesn't sound that much better than the stock speaker inside of the radio itself. So we bought the Phonema kit. I think it was 60 bucks. It came from DX Engineering, and I haven't even cracked it open yet. And this kit specifically is the Phits K89A, and it's the SP-80 upgrade kit. And on the label, the best sound for hams made by hams. So this is basically some kind of deadening kit, and I didn't see a speaker replacement for this one, so maybe they thought the speaker was good enough. But we just got done doing the video for the SP-38 for the ICOM, and that went pretty well, and it actually, I just went and tested the speaker, it sounded great. So anyways, so this one is the Phits kit for SP-890, and it says it's a set of acoustic foams designed to get a much clearer sound from your speaker. The sound produced by the speaker reverberates backwards inside the cabinet and adds noise to your transceiver signal. Signals as a consequence lose intelligibility, and the noise usually occurs below 1,000 hertz. So Phits aims to reduce this reverberation by absorbing the sound. So I guess we'll find out whatnot, but there's a cool little audio analysis on the back of before and after. You can see a nice little change in the graph, and give you some instructions as well as a Phits sticker for you to go on your radio. This one doesn't require the soldering or anything like that. You basically just install the sound deadening. So I'm going to go ahead and get started on that and get all the screws off, which I'm not going to bore you guys with taking all the screws off of this thing, because there's like, oh, I don't know, looks like about 10 so far. So there's 4 on the top, 5 on the side, and 5 on the other side. So I'm not going to bore you with doing all the screws, so maybe I'll just do a cool little time lapse and we'll call it that. So alright, so now that we got this open, you can see that this is just basically a hollow box. Like, I mean, look at it. It's just pretty much hollow. So, I mean, I don't know if anybody expects this thing to sound good at all. So, yeah, I mean, even like the filters for like the low and the high, like it's just a small circuit board in there. So, anyways, let's grab this Phonema kit. Let's make this thing a million times better. So inside the Phonema kit, there should be a bunch of pre-cut foam, and it's usually labeled like the last one. And I want to just touch on the fact that this is like just super thick, super heavy duty. It's obviously CNC cut. Smells like just thick rubber. I love it. It's just looks like it's just going to be a great kit. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull out all these pieces, which granted there's a ton of them, and I think this kit was like 60 bucks, and if it makes the speaker sound a lot better, I'm not even gonna be mad. I know a lot of cheap hams out there are probably sitting there saying right now, like, oh, you guys could just you know, cut your own foam and cut your own detonation, you know, or your own insulation and do this yourself, blah blah blah. Yeah, man, like when you add in the time factor for the time you're going to spend and the money you're going to spend trying to get all the materials and spend all the time to get the materials, get them here, then get them cut, and then do all that. So you're spending hours upon hours of time, and I'm sorry, but time is money to me. So I'd rather just buy the kit for 60 bucks and not have to go through the hassle. And then we also know the kit works. So it looks like we're going to have to start by taking off the front of the speaker, which I think is just one screw now at this point. So one screw on the bottom. I'm going to go ahead and collapse these feet. And it looks like just one screw on the bottom here. And oddly enough, I think my screwdriver's dying. So that's going to be fun. So I'm going to have to grab a battery for that here in a minute. But now that we got the front off, we can effectively add some foam. So I'm going to start looking for the bottom piece first, which is this one, labeled B for bottom. And you can see how it even has like the little cutouts for the holes that go in there as well. So it's, let me see if I can get a better view on this for you guys. So it even has the cutouts for the holes on it and on the bottom and everything like that. So it's pretty well nice. So we're just going to go ahead and stuff this in here. And it looks like to me that this one's going to go like this because it has the cutout for the circuit board. So just go ahead and slide this in here like so. And it looks like it's going to, there we go, just a little push. Yeah, there we go. See, it fits like, you find the spot where it fits and it just fits in there because you have to leave a little bit of room in here on the sides for the back panel and stuff. So I'm guessing this one's going to be our back panel here because it's got the cutouts for it. So let's just go ahead and stuff this in there. And sure enough, it's a perfect fit as well. So got that one in there. I can see what that looks like. Now it's a perfect fit on that as well. So that looks good. And then it looks like after we get that in there, we're going to go ahead and put the front back on. So, or actually we're going to put the sides on and then put the front back on. So this one is going to be for the left. And you can kind of tell it's the left side because it's got this big cutout right here. So I'm going to go ahead and just put the speaker here in the middle. Just going to go ahead and drop this in like so. And it just pushes right in there. Oh, and you got to watch out for that tab. It goes around the tab on the outside there. So look at that. Already looking pretty good. And then we got the right side. So we're going to go ahead and put the right side in here. And you just want to fit it right along the edge here. Push it down in there. Get it around this tab, which is also on the other side. And we're just going to push it back. And it feels like it's not 100% down there, so I'm going to have to finagle it a little bit. There we go. Actually, sorry. Yeah, that's right. So that whole foam piece covers the bottom, so we're just going to have to slide this in here. Alright, so that's in there like that. Let's get this front speaker back in here, like so. Which is actually kind of proven a little difficult. So I think we might actually have to take one of those out. Yeah, we had to take one of those out like that. And so I was able to get that out. And let's see. Because the cable running across here, you know what? I'm going to say we need to cut that zip tie. That's too tight. I can see some tension on the board. I'm just going to go ahead and make the executive decision on that and say, hey, we should probably just go ahead and cut that zip tie. So I'm going to find my snippers here. Probably a little overkill, but I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to go ahead and put that back in there. I'm going to go ahead and turn this over, and I'm going to go ahead and put that screw back in there, because I want to make sure that we get a good fitment on that. Well, there's no strain on that board and no strain on that relief. So, alright, screws back in, and we'll go ahead and put this back on the side. Now we've got the relief. I'm not seeing any issues there now with the wire, so I'm going to go ahead and slide this in like so, and then give it a little push to the back, and bingo, it's in. And then now we're going to put these in here like so. So there's one that goes there, and one of these that goes closer to the front up here like so. And then we're going to put the top on, and yep, I'm guessing it's going to go like that because you want to leave some room. Let me think for a second. Let me just double check this. I think this is actually going to go like this. Yep, that's it right there. That's the fitment. So I'm going to go ahead and put the case back on the top and get it all screwed in. I'll save you the boringness of the what is it, 14 screws I think I counted. So I'll save you the boringness of that, and I'll show you when it's all done. So I do want to note one thing while I'm putting this back together, is that you really have to kind of squeeze this thing back together with all the parts and pieces, because the foam is really just kind of pushing in there a little bit, if that makes sense, or pushing on the walls a little bit. But it's going to result in a really nice tight fit of the foam though, which is what you want to be like in a kind of sealed situation. But you kind of have to get creative a little bit with pushing down on all this and getting these screws lined up and stuff like that. And this is something you definitely don't want to use the screw gun on, because you don't want to strip anything, which could be a problem. So I'm kind of just hand starting all these and whatnot. But yeah, I'll go ahead and time lapse the rest of this. Alright, last but not least, we're going to go ahead and stick that little Phonema sticker on the back here. That just says, hey, Phonema. So I want to add this last part that I just time-lapsed through. I just want to add one thing, and that's basically just say, get all the screws in, get them lined up, push down, use a normal screwdriver, and take your time with it. This one was incredibly stiff, I guess you could say, when I was putting it all back in there. So, you know, well, I guess I think I just realized where I went wrong. I'm supposed to unhook that side pad from the top cover, and I didn't take that pad off. So maybe it would have been a lot easier if I would have seen that or read the directions, but I'm sure as heck not going to go back now and do all that just to replace the one little piece of foam that was probably making my life a little bit harder. So, not a huge deal. Well, I'm going to go ahead and get this thing on the bench, see how it sounds. It's definitely a lot heavier now, and I'm guessing the audio quality is going to get much, much better after this. So, looking forward to seeing how it sounds.